Okay, so this brings us to the new lesson on this training on uh, how to create Learn Tech games in Planet Spark. Till this point, we have had a look at what is Planet Spark, what are the various types of stakeholders or various types of people who are working on the games, and then we spent some considerable time on understanding the 7 steps that you need to follow in this assignment to do this properly. So now I hope by this time you are aware about the basic elements, what are the steps that you need to follow. As I had said in the previous lesson, you need to keep these steps saved somewhere and follow them one by one without missing out on any of these steps to create these uh, games. Now, moving ahead, and this lesson is all about understanding the target audience. So, it is very important for you to understand what is the target audience, because whenever you create something, be it an educational product or any other kind of product, it is extremely critical for you to understand what is the target audience, because without understanding the target audience there is no point in creating anything, because you have to understand who's the end consumer, who is going to use this, what is going to be the use case of all of these things. So here are 4 basic points on the target audience of your work. First one is the standard first to standard seventh. So I think you are pretty much aware that Planet Spark operates in these standards between first to seventh, and these are really small kids between age group of 5 to 12 years. So what we are doing here is that we are creating an app. Now this app is Android app, and also in the future we will be creating an iOS app. So while we do that, so the whole learning material is going to come alive in the mobile app. So it is very important for you to keep these 2 things in mind, that it's an educational product and it is meant to be used by very small children. Why is it important for you to know, and why am I spending so much time on telling you this again and again, is because we want to create fun and engaging stuff. Okay, so the games should be fun. The when you are visualizing these games, the themes should be really fun, they should be really creative, they should be really engaging. The challenge of this assignment is not to just create it, but the real challenge is to create fun and engaging stuff which the kids will use. Because anyone can create a game, anyone can think of and create a mathematics game. It's very easy to do that. But the real challenge lies in creating a game which is fun and which people would use and which kids would love. So that is the ultimate criteria for us to evaluate whatever you create on how fun it is, how engaging it is, how creative is the theme, how fun is it getting for the child to do it, how much repetitively the child is playing that game or not, how addictive that game is. All of these parameters come in because children these days are, trust me, they're using so many such products. It's not being done for the first time. So there are so many games that children are already playing these days. So they get bored really easily. If you create a boring maths game, please don't create it at all. We might as well not create anything than to create boring stuff. So it's very easy to create boring content in maths, very easy to create, but it's very difficult to create engaging and fun content. So our vision is to create really fun games which the kids enjoy playing. So you need to keep that in your mind always. Every game will be evaluated on how fun it is and how engaging it is for the kids to play. So boredom is the biggest enemy. So you cannot, and I repeat, cannot create boring games for the kids. They have to be fun. They have to be engaging. They must have really enjoyment element involved in these games. When I discuss about our further games, I'll tell you how do we do that, how do we create fun games, and how do we make these really enjoyable for the kids to play. So keep in mind these 4 important points when you create these games, and that is something which you should be aware of before you attempt to create these games. So these are the 4 points. Keep in mind that this is, and the one more implication is that if it's a kid, the child would like to see fun characters. The child would not want to see some small font. The child would like to see larger fonts. So keep your font size large, keep your images fun, keep your boxes large. Whatever you do, think a little bigger, because children don't like, research very clearly says that kids don't like to see small fonts or small objects or small things. They like, make your whatever creatives that you are visualizing, visualize them as large and not as small at all. Right, so we will see some of the examples when I show you on how we have created these games. So when you go into a subsequent lesson, you will understand. But for your target audience perspective, please understand these things. Right, great. So that brings us to the end of this very small lesson. We will see you in the next one. Thank you.